All right, Maximus Analysis here for September 23rd, 2015, right before the close. And you see that they've got all the way down to this 1910 area overnight. Basically right to this point, a huge sell candle down, and then they kind of drifted up and kind of going sideways. So we want them to hold above this 1919 area. But again, looking at the weekly time frame, they need to basically stay above. Again, they broke the second low back. If you guys can see it, if I can get this shit to work. Okay, cool. So they broke this low of last week. They broke this low of 1915.75 of 2 weeks ago, but they need to close below it. Again, until they get back above these highs, which is 2012, we're definitely going to see how they're going to go into the weekend. So going into Thursday, going into Friday, that will let us definitely know what's going on. But you can see this is not a bearish pattern whatsoever. They could even pop it up a day or two and then really flush it down. So you can see you have the creep up, come down, break below, and give that lower high from here. And it will be a high probability trade. Now, it doesn't mean that it continues to the downside, but it will be the high probability trade to the downside, trading with the trend. And Q, indecision day, again, they're still fighting around the 50% of the range mark. They could pop back up, still below the 200-day. YM, again, they're continuing to sell off. But again, if they pop back up, it would actually, 1 day or 2 days going into Thursday, going into Friday, into next week. It still could be some stuff going on, because if you look at the weekly, you can see again that they gave the sell signal and they haven't touched the second week back. But again, they close more into the body of this week. It could continue for some more downside potential. Excuse me. You have the YM as well. You can see again, same thing, same type of pattern. They could pop it up. It could continue to again, they have the lower volume here, but they could continue up and then flush it back down. Apple is pretty much very sideways, quite honestly, but I need to see some volume kind of give us something. So let's break it down to why I'm saying that. This day they pretty much got up here, closed here, gap down, came up. You can see the volume between these 2 days are a lot different. This volume and this one is basically almost, I wouldn't say half of it, but it's a significant. It's about, let's say, 3/5 of it, and it hasn't even gotten up to near the high of that. So they need a break of this low, and that would continue to go in line with what the weekly is saying. Again, they haven't broken the low of the weekly, which is 111.87, but they can, once they get that sell signal, they could go down for some more. So again, you have a little bit of caution regarding that name. Netflix, again, you have the sell signal a couple of days ago. It's just kind of going sideways. You have Priceline, again, gave a sell signal a couple days ago, and again, it's still out of everything. Again, if they break above this high, I would want to see how it goes into the close, even if it broke the high, and would be patient enough to say, okay, let me see what they do at 3 o'clock, because it's just been head fakes a lot. A lot of head fakes have been going on. Amazon, actually, this would actually look good if it broke above this high, but it has to stay there because you have the decreasing volume from here. So this one looks like it could be a long potentially. You got Facebook. Again, the volume has gone down, and we want to see if this is just going to be a slight flag and continue down, or this base of support is going to hold. You have crude. Again, crude gave a big sell signal today. You have the EAI report, but I still want to see them get below that 44 before I initiate any shorts. Might be not my most ideal shorting entry or entry period, but I don't want to guess and stay in here. I would even wait for it to get a close above and maybe put my stop either above this high or right at this sell signal right here. And again, this is pretty much it. I don't want to go too long because there wasn't that much price action to go into. So again, you see that on the 60-minute, they need to hold this overnight, this 1920, or they go back into getting to that 1910 and at least to that 1903 number and breaking that psychological 1900 number. They break that, again, it could take out a lot of stops and then can have it's like a big psychological level for them to go from 2000 to 1900 and break that. So we'll continue to look at it. Again, it was a sideways day, but don't get lulled to sleep and forget what the big picture looks like if you're trading with this trend, or if you're looking to counter trend. Again, you have to be quick. But I'm not looking to initiate any longs because I want to make sure that I'm on the right side of the tide, and the tide is the overall markets for me. Now, if you want to counter trend trade, so be it, but you need to be swift and scaling quickly, because this is not a very bullish pattern. And again, you could see also on the weekly that you have this sideways movement, a breakdown, and this is kind of what we always want to look for, is a flag below previous pivots, which gives you all the way back to basically, this is around March. So it's all the way behind this, and we want to see if it can continue for some more downside potential. But we'll keep continuing to watch and see what happens from there. Again, you're rolling down your stop if you're already short, trying to lock in or protect. You want to turn a winner into a loser per se, and you can always get back in. Hopefully your entry is good enough that you don't feel like you put a stop at break even, means you've chased and now you're basically all the way down here. But that's another video. Take care.